Number 59. Number 59 says, each week Harry is paid X dollars per hour for the first 30 hours. So Harry is paid X dollars for the first 30 hours and 1.5x for every hour after. And James is paid X dollars for the first 40. So X dollars for the first 40 hours and 2x for each additional hour worked. So we have these two characters, Harry and James. And the question wants to know, last week James worked in a total of 41 hours. Good for you, James. If Harry and James were paid the same amount last week, how many hours did Harry work last week? Okay, let's see here. So they're saying that James worked 41 hours. So 41 hours. That means he worked 40 hours plus one additional hour. And we know that for the first 40 hours, he makes X dollars. So 40X dollars for the first 40 hours. And for that additional hour, he makes 2 times that. So he made an additional 2X. Added together, that's 42X. So James made 42X dollars. Now we have to figure out how much Harry made, or how many hours Harry worked. We know that Harry made the same as James, so Harry made 42X. So he must have worked at least 30, because for the first 30 hours, he makes 30X. So then we just subtract the 2, and we get 12. So we know that after the 30 hours, he still made $12. And we'll have to divide that by 1.5 to figure out what that amount is. So let's do that very quickly here. Move the decimal over. Here we move the decimal over 1. And let's see what that is. That comes out to, let's see, 8, 4, 8, 12. Yep, so 8. So he worked an additional 8 hours. Plus, yes. So let's see here. 8 hours. What this means here is that he worked 30 hours and he worked an additional 8 hours. That is 38 hours total, and that is answer choice D. Number 60. A glass was filled with 10 ounces of water, and 0.01 ounce of that water evaporated each day. So 0.01 evaps each day during a 20-day period. What percent of the original amount of water evaporated during this period? So we're looking for percentage of original amount evaporated. This is important because we want to make sure that we're always looking for the correct answer choice. With questions like this, there's a lot of calculations that will be going on with these values, and we want to always keep in mind what we're really looking for. So we know that there's 10 ounces in this container, and we know that this much gets evaporated each day, and that it happened for 20 days. So the first thing we want to do is multiply those two numbers. 0.01 times 20, and that gets us 0.2. So 0.2 ounces evaporated during this period. How much is that? Let's see here. It says, what percent of the original amount of water evaporated during this period? So to figure this out, we're going to have to take 0.2, put that over 10, because that's the amount that was originally in the container, and find the percentage. So that's equal to x over 100. Then we just cross multiply, and we are left with, let's see here, what are we left with? We're left with 20 over 10, and that is equal to 2, also known as 2%, since it's 2 over 100. And 2% is answer choice, what is it? It is answer choice D. Where's the cursor? Aha. Answer choice D. Number 61 says a glucose solution contains 15 grams of glucose per 100 cubic centimeters. If 45 cubic centimeters of the solution were poured into an empty container, how many grams of glucose would be in the container? Okay, 15 grams of glucose per 100 cubic centimeters. And they're asking if there are 45 cubic centimeters, so 45, let's see, how many grams would be in the container? So we're looking for x. X equals what? Easy problem. First thing we want to do is actually not to cross multiply here, but we can actually simplify this fraction to make it to make the number smaller and make our calculations easier and less prone to error. So if we divide both sides, or both the numerator and the denominator by 5, we get 3 up here and 20 down here. And then let's just cross multiply. So 3 times 45 is 135 over 20. So we know x equals that amount. And let's figure this out. This comes out to, let's see how much. 6. Drop down to 0, and we get 140. It gets you 100. 5. So 675 is our answer. And that is answer choice E. Number 62. Number 62 is going to require me to do a little bit of drawing. So there we go. There's a line. Oop. Okay, so this point is Q, R, and then P and S. The problem says that this is 140 degrees, and this is 2y degrees, and this is x degrees. In the figure above, if PQRS is a parallelogram, then y equal x, or y minus x equals what? Okay, so if this is a parallelogram, then we know that this angle here is the same as this angle here. So let's figure out what y is first. So we know 140 equals 2y. Divide both sides by 2, and you get 70 equals y. So we know y is 70. So in this equation, we can plug in a 70 here. Now what's x? Well, we know that when you take this angle and you add it to this angle here, it's the same as, you'll get 180. So this angle also is the same as this angle. So essentially this is x degrees. So we know that 180 minus 140 equals x. And what does that equal? That equals 40. So we'll plug in 40 here. So basically the question becomes 70 minus 40 equals what? And that should give you the answer 30. And 30 is answer choice A. All right, on to number 63. Number 63 says if 1 kilometer is approximately 0.6 miles, so 1 kilometer is 0.6 miles, which of the following best approximates the number of kilometers in 2 miles? So they're asking how many kilometers are in 2 miles. They give us, 5 answer choices. They are 10 over 3, 3, 6 over 5, 1 over 3, and 3 over 10. Well, right away, what's interesting here is that they give you fractions instead of decimals. So you know that you're probably not going to do a lot of division. So all we have to do is kind of cross multiply and set this up so that it looks like a fraction. In this particular case, we'll start by cross multiplying, and we get 2 over 0.6. What do we do now? Which one does this actually look like? Well, let's see here. We could multiply both the numerator and the denominator by certain numbers. Let's see. Nice nice round numbers here. Even. If we multiply by 5 over 5, what do we get? 10 over 3. And that is answer choice A. Another way that you could have done this is actually to just actually go ahead and divide it and just see what you get. If you actually tried to divide it, first thing you would notice is you move over the decimal 1 point, right? And suddenly you have 20 over 6. And then you just simplify that and you would get 10 over 3. So either way, whichever one you're more comfortable with, they'll get you the same answer, which is answer choice A. But that's how number 63 is done. All right, I think I think I'm all out of time because the next problem is going to take a little bit longer. But I'll see you in the next video.